Welcome, Conrad Edgren, to Supply Chain 600 Seconds. You work as Chief Logistics Officer at Matsmart. Can you please tell us a bit about yourself and the company?
Absolutely. Yeah, as you mentioned, I am the Chief Logistics Officer. I've been with the company now for about a year and a half. And Smart is a company working within food, but we have a special take on it where we work with really a sustainability approach and work with different food producers, supporting when it comes to anything that is overproduced or any other means cannot be sold in normal channels. And we are a partner to them to ensure that food does not go to waste, that it is able to be sold to consumers. And we do this through our e-com sales channels. On four markets at the moment, we have Sweden, we have Denmark and Finland as a Nordic, and we have a separate operation that we're setting up now in Germany.
How are you doing right now in terms of sales? I followed you a bit when you started some years ago, and it was a little bit difficult in the beginning, I think, or
With any type of sort of new company starting, I think also with the concept that we had, a little bit before my time, but the traction that we see now and the growth that we see is very strong. And not only is it something which is very sort of top of mind when it comes to sustainability and food waste, and I think that puts us in a very good position to be that partner. And we see this with our supplier connections and collaborations, but also the way that consumers want to interact with us. And the growth we see is really over the board of all four countries. And obviously, percentage-wise, the newer markets are having sharper growth, but Sweden being the market we've been the longest, we still see a very strong growth. And of course, this past year for e-com, especially food e-com, has seen a tremendous base growth with the pandemic that we unfortunately have.
do you have any like typical customers, or does it span from all ages and backgrounds and so on?
Yeah, I mean the core customer still is more uh, female, 35, 45.
Mm.
But we do see really a wider stretch
Mm.
when it comes to the customer base, and we do deliver and supply throughout the entire Sweden and Finland and Denmark as countries, and same in Germany, of course.
And groceries, of course, has a lot of challenges when it comes to the logistics and the
Mm,
supply chain. What would you say are your primary concerns or challenges that you have in your everyday business?
yeah, I mean with food, we don't have anything which is fresh or frozen to begin with, so we
Right.
sell colonial goods mainly, meaning that it's more room temperature.
Mm.
And this enables us to have a different logistical setup and partners then when it comes to the last mile transportation. But of course, when it comes to food safety, that is always something which is top of mind to secure anything that we are now bringing in, that we're storing, handling is done in a way where we can secure the food safety throughout, so that our customers can, with confidence, purchase anything from us. And then I think, as any e-com business, it's important that we always stay attuned and make sure that the customer, throughout their touch points in their journey with us, have a very good experience. So I don't know if that's really a concern, but it's something which is really top of mind for us.
Mm. And you have a lot of experience from IKEA, I know, that you bring into this comparatively small company that are more like rudimentary, perhaps in their
Mm.
logistics operations. What can you what can they learn from a company like IKEA, logistic wise? Of course, very much, but some
Yeah.
basics perhaps that you
Mm.
can bring in.
I mean, the logistical setups, of course, for a company like IKEA and a company that Matsmart is, there are some fundamental differences. I mean, to begin with the amount of products and what we're selling. But I would say that the big things which are learning points with a growing company as we are expanding very fast, it is also important that we secure good processes, good routines, and to secure a good training when it comes to everything from onboarding to securing that the components development and continuous securing that the processes are really in place. And I mean, if you look at logistics and saying that a lot is won by having, a clear structure and clear processes from an efficiency point of view too. This I would say being one thing which we brought in.
The structure often is, of course, very important in a smaller, fast-growing company to get things on place. So you have decided now to invest in automation as well. I think it was officially presented today. At least I got something here on the email.
Yes, that is correct.
About it.
Yeah.
And you decided to go for an AutoStore, like many other e-com businesses, together with from Element Logic. What's the background for doing this investment?
The main background for us is that driving now towards the growth of our business, speed of delivery to our customers, but to ensuring that we do this in a very cost-efficient way. These three approaches together really has brought us to the conclusion that automation was the next natural step for us in the development of logistical in our company. And evaluating, looking at the different solutions that are offered on the market, it was very clear for us that AutoStore was the best match. Looking at the size of products, the type of products, the order structure that we have, meaning that we would see the greatest benefit with using AutoStore as our automation solution.
So it sounds like as if you want to become more efficient in the logistics handling, primarily.
Yes.
That you have had.
Yeah, I mean, we today have what you would call more of a semi-automated warehouse, but one part of our operation is still very manual. That is the picking operation. We are picking today with trolleys. We do batch picking, meaning that we have anywhere between 6 to 12 boxes, depending on the size, on each trolley. And the picker is simply moving through the aisles in our racking and picking the items to complete the order. And then we have a small automated solution at the end of the process where we are then placing the boxes, and we have a scale to secure any incorrect picking is identified. And we have a closer, so a box closing, a strapping, and a sorting machine, and that we have. But the biggest bulk of our manpower working with this process is connected to picking. And that is really where a solution like AutoStore will really support us in further improving. Because we reached a level now about 95 or 96 units per hour is what we can achieve, which I feel is a little bit where it's difficult for us now to take any significant improvements from that level without investing in automation.
Yeah. In eGrocery in the US, you see a lot of these micro fulfillment centers are growing everywhere, and they want to get closer to the consumers. Do you see in some more or less distant future that you would go for even more automation, or will this be sufficient to handle it fast enough?
Yeah, looking at our the markets that we will support from the Nordic warehouse, where we're investing in automation, we believe that this is the right way for us to go to further secure that we have an optimizing process when it comes to the warehousing, receiving from the delivery side, but also having a good collaboration with our last mile providers. And with the automation now, we will be able to pick with speed and also get our deliveries to customers to a much greater certainty and quicker deliveries.
So you won't buy any more AutoStores in the coming months anyway. It's enough.
This will keep us satisfied, I'm sure.
Is it located in Norrköping or?
No, the new warehouse where we will house the automation will be located in Örebro.
Okay, and that's a central point, of course, to reach all the Nordics.
Exactly. And I think what you mentioned was one of the drivers why we looked to relocate the warehouse. And that was really the center of gravity, looking at where do we have our customers today, but where do we also see the growth in our customer base, and how do we geographically reach all areas with the shortest lead time, and Örebro then is the one that comes highest for us. But it also has added benefits in the form of closeness and easiness to get to from an infrastructure point of view with roads and train for our different suppliers. And of course, when I mentioned last mile partners, we know also that several of them have terminals in or around Örebro, and also some are thinking of locating some there. So we see this also as a great benefit. Looking at the delivery cutoff times enables us with a greater flexibility to work with our last mile partners.
Okay. Did you look at other automation solutions, or was it natural to go for the AutoStore directly, or how did you do that?
No, we approached this with a very sort of open mind, in the form of not to have a predetermined preference with any automation. So we engaged with several companies. We of course provided the same data to really be able to evaluate the different solutions in the best way. And yeah, as mentioned, really understanding our business, understanding the other benefits surrounding. Picking speed is, of course, one big element of automation, but there also has to be a good understanding for your inbound process, for your warehousing process, to also understand your range and the compatibility with the solution, in this case also the size of the bins. And looking at all these factors combined, and of course a few other benefits that we already have in our process as a little bit of a bottleneck. And to specify that, we ship with our last mile providers sometimes items of fragile material, glass being one. This means that we today in our operation, we still have to touch each and every product, because we need to secure that that product has enough of material, wrapping material, to reach the customer undamaged. So to integrate this type of receiving process into decanting into the AutoStore for us is a very small increase. In some cases, not even an increase in time, since we are already handling products of that nature.
Okay. Thank you very much, Conrad Edgren, for a nice talk about logistics challenges and automation. Thank you.
Thank you.